when you're a theater major and everybody's just kind of like fondling each other.
Yeah.
Is Broadway the same way? Is everybody just making out? Is there lots of kissing?
Please welcome to the mic, Casey Balsham. It's Broadway, bitch.
Welcome back to It's Broadway, bitch. I'm Casey Balsham. I'm so excited about my guest. Guess who my guest is this afternoon. He's been in Shucked. He's been in Book of Mormon. He's been in Girls Five Eva. He's been in Mean Girls, and currently is the elf, the titular character in Elf. Please welcome Grey Henson, everyone.
Oh, Casey. Thank you so much for having me.
Yay! Welcome to our new studio. There it is. There's the applause. Better late than never.
Will it just be up the whole time, I hope?
Yep,
Okay,
just the
good.
whole time. So anytime you want to reference it, maybe tell me what was going through your head during this
I
photo
have stories,
shoot.
yeah.
Do you?
About that photo shoot?
Yeah, let's do it.
Well, it was like right after I got the job, and they're like, come in, we're going to do like a press release thing. But it was like in the office of the PR team, and we just kind of threw it together. And this is what actually my show had, but I was sweating because this was in the summer, and I was like sweating, and we rushed through it, and we ended up with a cute one, I think, but I wear this amazing red wig in the show, which like looks gorgeous. The curls are stunning because it's a wig and people made it.
Right.
But my hair is like crusty old, like
This is your
gray.
hair.
Yeah, that's my old crusty curls. But like the wig is so much better.
Right.
Come
So
see Elf so you can see my wig.
Come see Elf.
Unless it's closed when this airs.
It might be closed. Watch
Merry
the footage
Christmas.
on Broadway.com. Happy holidays to everyone. So you are the titular role, and we are recording this on a Friday. This is a show day.
Yes.
So thank you for joining us.
Oh my gosh, of course.
Are you? So I want to know, because like obviously this is the lead role, like you said, back in the summer and all that stuff. Did you audition for this a million times, or did they ask you about, or were they just like, you're Elf?
No, I auditioned. Yeah.
You did? How many times
wish.
did you have to audition?
Twice. So I went in
great.
for the initial audition, and then there was a callback a few days later, and then I got it. I actually figured out that I got it before I got the official offer, because the following day after my final callback, the composer followed me on Instagram.
Oh, and you were like, this is a good sign.
I was like, I was just like, he wouldn't do that if I
Social
didn't get
media
the job.
ruins and gets our hopes up. What if they followed you and then they were like, sorry, we want somebody else. You're like, oh, so this is now
I
where
know.
you're just trying to like be
I
my
know.
friend.
No, it was one of those things, and I'm not the most confident person in the world, but like I sort of was like, I got this job. I felt it in my bones. Well,
Yeah.
someone told me like a decade ago that I'd be a perfect Buddy the Elf in the musical.
Yeah, I read, wasn't it Casey Nicola?
Casey Nicola, yeah. Who did the original
It's just
production.
someone named Casey Nicola.
But we were opening the Book of Mormon First National Tour in Denver, Colorado, and Elf had just happened, I think, the year before. Originally it was on Broadway, I want to say 2010 maybe, and that production was directed by Casey Nicola, and he was like, you're a perfect Buddy the Elf. You should play that role one day. But I was like 22 at the time.
Right. You're like,
and
no
I was
thanks.
like, oh yeah. No, I mean, I was like, I would have totally done it, but I wouldn't have been ready to do it then.
Right.
And now that I'm like, 34 and weathered and
You
a
feel
little
more
bit,
elfy?
I do. I mean, there's something about Buddy that needs to feel like an adult man who just happens to be an idiot kid. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that makes
and so
sense.
at 22, I was still a kid, I think,
Yeah.
But yeah, he told me that years ago. And so it's always been in the back of my head. And when it came around this summer, I heard about the auditions for it, and I was like, I got to go do it. And Casey's not directing this production, but I've always had him.
He
in the back
planted
of
the
my head.
seed.
He did, yeah.
He planted the seed.
Yeah.
So tonight, like I said, it's Friday night. Do you feel, is there a different energy on Friday night?
Friday nights are cool.
Like, or do you just kind of go in and you're like, I don't even know what day it is. Like, I've been doing this so many. Yes.
Exactly
right?
that. So the show is so like difficult for me because
it's a lot.
I barely leave the stage.
No, just
I'm
watching
like,
the movie, I'm like, I don't even know how somebody could do this live.
I know.
It seems
yeah.
wild.
Yeah, I know. I wish we did a movie version of it because you could just start and stop. But like once the curtain goes up, it's like I'm shot out of a cannon.
Yeah.
And it's the screaming. I do cartwheels. I juggle. I'm like singing at the top of my range with dance numbers galore. I mean, it's amazing, but it's really exhausting. But a Friday night is cool. It's funny. Everyone thinks like Friday and Saturday nights are the best nights to see Broadway shows, but actually like that's kind of, those audiences are sometimes the most stiff because
listen, we get like, as even for comedy, you're like, oh, weekends. And sometimes you're just like, where did you fucking come from? Like, who are you? Like,
well, it's because,
give me a Tuesday crowd where it's people that like comedy. I'm sure it's like the people that like theater. Give me a Tuesday crowd.
You're rested. It's like during the week.
Yeah.
Sometimes you get people that like can't afford the weekend. So they're better audience members.
they're just thankful to be there.
Exactly. And so they got a cheaper ticket on a Wednesday, but they're laughing more.
Well, I just pulled up the discounted tickets. So you're right about Tuesday. Do you want to know?
It's so bad.
Yeah,
Do
you want to
know?
Yeah, what is it?
Tonight on Today Ticks, 424.
There it is.
And you know what? People will buy them.
They will.
Tourists will, because
there's a flame on it, which means
like
they're
crazy.
selling fast. So that
means Jesus, go see the.
I feel bad telling my friends that, but like, you know, it's a holiday show. We're in New York City. It's a New York City holiday show. Like it's like, of course they're gonna sell these tickets, but it's crazy.
Now, because it's like a limited run, do you feel like you're going harder? Like if this was like, if you had to go with this much energy in a show that was like open-ended, would you be pulling back a little bit?
100%.
Or would you? You're like, I only do Thursdays and Saturdays.
That is funny. Oh gosh, I wish. No.
Yeah, right.
No, I don't really know how to mark. I'm not good at like pulling back, honestly, because
I get it.
In my mind, it's like, if we're gonna do it, I'm gonna fucking
just do it.
If I'm gonna go be Buddy the Elf, I'm gonna give it my all.
Yeah.
But like, I will say, the thought of doing a show for like a year versus what this run has been, which is like a couple of months, it does change mentally how you approach it, I think. And if I were to be playing a role like Buddy in an open-ended run, I'd probably have to navigate. Maybe I do 7 shows a week and I have a standby do one of the shows, like they do with like Sunset Boulevard or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't have a standby, and I've never missed a show, knock on wood. But I have a couple covers who are ready to go and amazing people. But like it's different. It's different because it is so short. But it's definitely a challenge to think about how you can do 8 shows a week of something like this.
Yeah.
Sustain it. But I'm not good at pulling back. I will say though, like during the first week of previews, I dislocated my thumb on stage.
I read that.
Did you really?
Yeah, that sounds wild.
It was wild.
Yeah, you like, because I think it was in the Broadway.com interview, right? That you were like, I picked somebody and my thumb popped and you were like, and the show goes on.
It has to, right?
It has
and
to.
like, it was this number where I'm, could you imagine? If it didn't pop back in, I would have stopped the show.
Wait, you popped it back in mid-show?
Maybe I did it. I literally blacked out. And so I pick up this guy, you know, when like Buddy is dressed in the suit and goes with his dad to the office.
Yeah.
There's this big dance number called Just Like Him, and I pick up one of the guys in the office and like throw him in the air and catch him, and my thumb caught on my other thumb, and I literally out of my periphery saw it like go out and come back in, and it goes and I like drop him, and we just keep going, and I kind of look at it and I was like, okay, and it felt fine, and the adrenaline of the moment carries you through. I mean, that's why like people go, you know, when our brains are so fucking wild, so that like when we were fighting in battle, you probably like were stabbed, but you like finished the fight, and then afterwards you're like bleeding out. You're like,
you're like, oh wait, I'm hurt.
Yeah, I'm hurt. So my version of that was dislocating my thumb, but like after the show, it started swelling up. I went to urgent care, and it wasn't broken, luckily, and it's fine now. But that happened, and then I have this knee issue that's like ongoing. One of my patellas is large, not to brag.
Listen,
but like one of my kneecaps is massive.
Name dropping. I have a huge kneecap.
I do. One of them is massive.
That's what the name of this episode is going to be called.
One huge kneecap.
Guess who has a huge kneecap?
Word on the street.
Word on the street, Grey Henson.
But it doesn't track properly, and so I have all this cartilage damage. I have like an ancient knee, and so I do all these shows where I like tap dance and stuff. I keep playing these
where you need your knees.
Yes. And so anyway,
one of my knee-heavy character.
It's such a knee-heavy character. Oh, granted though, like the ensemble they all play elves in the beginning of the show, and they have to do the opening number on their knees, which thank God I don't have to do that.
Seems wild.
That's insane. But anyway, my knee was, this is a long story, but what I'm telling you is that my knee was hurt, my thumb was hurt. I started trying to do shows that were a little pulled back.
Yeah.
And I found that like I still could deliver the amount of energy I needed, but I wasn't like killing myself. So I'm still navigating that. It's something I don't.
It's tough.
It's hard because you want to give people your everything. And
but sometimes you're just like, you go into a night and you're like, I just feel a little like less tired. And so you tell yourself like, I'm not going to go as hard. And it feels like those nights you go harder because you like almost have like tried to be like, I'm just going to go like easy on my, and then that's the night you're like, I think we should do 2 cartwheels.
Yeah, I know.
You're
No,
like,
I could
why
never.
not?
Or when I hurt my thumb, I was like, maybe I can do a one-handed cartwheel. And everybody was like, no, Gray.
You're like, let's turn it into a somersault, maybe a backhand flip. Let's do it.
Do you ever go through that scene and like, oh, don't do it,
And
don't do it, don't do it?
have like
Every time.
PTSD.
Oh, really?
Every time I pick him up,
You're like, do we have to throw him?
I panic every time.
Okay, but you're still able to pick him up.
Totally. It's
Okay, there we
the
go.
show is back to normal. I'm doing the cartwheel and I'm picking him up.
All right, and the thumb is intact and the knees are still large.
Yes.
So nothing has
Just
changed.
one
here.
is large.
Nothing's okay. So this is obviously it's a kids show. You work with kid actors. Do you find children as actors? I mean, we all have to start somewhere. We need a Hayden Panettiere. She's something has happened to her. But
Something's not well now, I think.
She's not well. But do we find children actors? Are they talented or are they a little bit like creepy?
Oh,
You don't
that's
have to
a
be
good
talking about the
question.
2 that are in
No.
your show.
No, it's funny.
You could say in general because they're kind of weird.
I think it must be bizarre to be a kid
Yeah.
thrown into the spotlight like this.
Yeah.
I will say Broadway's different though than movies.
Yeah.
Because like to be in a Broadway show, ultimately you guys feels like you're at summer camp.
Okay.
Something about Broadway feels like rinky dink, even though it's Broadway.
Yeah.
It's just like, we're putting the show up tonight.
Well, it's also like you get just so close to casts. Like
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's summer camp.
it
And
feels
also
not as serious as it is.
Yes. And
Yeah.
also our level of celebrity is so small compared to what these like real film stars are. So child actors on Broadway are like normal kids.
Okay.
They're incredibly talented.
Right.
And like I think if I were 13 trying to be on Broadway, I would probably lose my mind. But there's
Yeah,
the
that's true.
innocence of being a kid is like I don't know. I guess there's an unawareness because, with age come neuroses.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't mean to point
Fair
at you.
I was like, yeah, how did you know? Did you talk
No, but that's how
did you
I
talk
feel.
to my therapist today? Because I haven't.
No, but like when I was graduating, like even college, I was
Yeah.
like, I can do anything.
Oh my God. The amount of confidence that I had at 22 versus 42. And I'm like, and I know so much more now. And I'm
know.
better now.
That's what
but
I'm
I feel,
saying.
but I like feel worse about myself.
That's what I'm saying. So
It's
imagine even 10 years before that.
makes sense.
And you're like, oh, sure, I can be on Broadway. It's like
mean,
these
like,
kids are like, no big deal.
I fully have my first headshot and I've like got a mustache and I was just like, I should book it all. I've like, my hair is like gelled. I'm wearing like a Nike shirt, full mustache, like book me. And it's like, now I'm like, who would ever send this out to any kind of casting director and think they would get anything?
But the confidence is like
There's a
really
confidence.
attractive,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah. Well, you hear that here. Grey Henson is attracted to children. I didn't twist his
That's
words
the
or
pull
anything.
quote.
That's the clip. Clip it up, Mike. Let's do it.
We can stop the show now if you want. I mean,
Thank
what
you
else?
the
for
cops
being-
walk in.
Thank you for being a guest. We really appreciate that.
No, they're amazing. And
Yeah.
but it is like it's wild to watch. And also one of them, Kai, who plays Michael,
Yep.
my little brother in it, he will like come up with these new things like during
Oh,
the show.
so he's not like, because sometimes
Yeah.
I feel like when you watch a kid actor on stage, they are a little like they're a little
Yes,
robotic.
I
So
agree.
that's
Yeah.
kind of fun
Some
too.
performances I've seen have been that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah.
But these kids, I don't know, they're stellar.
They're doing it.
But he'll like, we do this bit like after we learn that I'm officially his son, Walter Hobbs' son,
Mm-hmm.
we like freak out and jump on the couch. And then he's been doing this bit where he like pretends to be dead. Which I thought was so funny the
You're
moment he
just
did
like,
it.
what did this
Like he
happen?
passed out from excitement. And so now we both do it. We both just go, yeah. The audience loves it.
It sounds funny. It's funny even just
It's
like
so
when
funny,
you
but
do
it was
it
his
here.
idea. And I was
Oh,
like,
I
oh my
love
God,
it.
you're a genius.
Yeah, you're like, you're a comedic genius. And then does that piss you off? Because you're like, oh, you already know. You're this young and you're that good already.
No, but I think about how much anxiety I have now, and I say, you'll get there.
Yeah, just be like, wait. Just wait.
Just wait, you'll
Life
get there.
will happen.
Oh, I hope not.
New
I hope
York
not.
will happen. I know. Sometimes you see somebody that's like really good and talented and nice, and you're like, oh, I hope nothing happens to you. But
I
then
know.
you
The
see
world
people.
will chew you up and spit you
It
out.
can. It can definitely do that. So wait, okay. I want to go back to this thing you said about how about theaters and Broadway and stuff like that, because I was a theater major, so I know how gross it is. Like with when you're a theater major and everybody's just kind of like fondling each other.
Yeah.
Is Broadway the same way? Is everybody just making out? Is there lots of kissing?
Oh, I wish.
Is everybody just doing each other? Because that's how it was as a theater major. Like everybody, it was
true.
so nasty, but it's so fun. I mean, they're still my friends.
It is so true. There's something so sexually charged about
Yes.
a backstage.
I don't know if it's because you rehearsed till like 1 a.m. and so you're like, I guess we all just like are so tired that we should do it. I don't know what happens.
Yeah, maybe that's it. I'm
Broadway's
so
not
tired.
like
let's
that?
Let's just do it. No,
Not making out?
Broadway is a little different just because you're not there till 1 a.m. and people are just like people have families. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, boring.
But the energy is still there. Oh my
Okay.
gosh. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have like a million crushes in my show, you know, just because,
you?
yeah, because you're, you know,
So fun.
You're just like sitting there doing the show.
And you're with them all the time.
You're with them all the time.
Yeah.
You like, there's a sense of play. I mean, because like what you're saying,
Yeah.
like theater kids are just like goofy, silly kids that are just
Yeah.
like pretending. And so there's something about that I think brings out this like almost like primal part of your brain that's like not restricted in any way. And so then, yeah, walls are broken down. And like, for sure. I mean, I've had showmances.
Yeah.
I toured for a couple of years with the Book of Mormon. That was my first job. And touring was wild because
I bet.
you're like in Des Moines, Iowa with the same like 20 people. And you're like, who am I going to sleep with tonight?
You're like, how about you tonight? Yeah, I can imagine that's like just especially because Book of Mormon it's all boys. Yeah. It's a lot of cute boys.
There are a lot of really cute boys in Book of Mormon. Yeah. You know, it's incestuous, but that's kind of like with any job, I think. You know.
Oh yeah, I mean that's why Christmas parties are dangerous.
Totally.
Because you don't know.
I know
if your boss is gonna. You know, if you're going to make out with your boss. I'm not speaking from experience lately, but definitely.
Make out with your bosses. Yeah, of course.
Oh, who hasn't? Listen, I've been with my husband now for a while, but, you know, before Mama had fun. And, you know.
Sexual walkabout.
Yeah, she had her slutty phase. Okay, I want to switch gears into Girls Five Ever, which is Five Ever.
Five Ever.
Girls Five Ever. I know, like a fucking Girls Five. Okay, Girls Five Ever, which is so fun.
So fun.
And okay, I want to play a little version of Fuck, Marry, Kill, but instead of Fuck, Marry, Kill, we're going to do, what are my categories were, get drunk with, cry with, go on vacation with, get in a fight with. The cast of, so
great.
Who would you have with you next to you if you were fighting between Sarah Bareilles, Paula Pell, Renee Elise Goldsberry, and Busy Phillips? We're going to get drunk with one, cry with one, go on vacation with one, and get in a fight with one.
Oh, this is a really good question. I'm definitely
because I love all them.
I love them.
Love them, and they're so good in that show.
Oh my gosh, right? That show is magic.
Yes.
I would definitely cry. Cry was one of them, right?
Yes.
I just make that up. I want to cry.
Can I cry? Is it okay to cry?
I would definitely cry with Sarah Bareilles.
I feel like, yes, I would too. As I was writing this, I'm like, this is an obvious choice. We're crying with Sarah.
She's comfort, like, personified.
She's so funny too.
Hilarious.
She seems like she's actually very, like, I mean.
No, she is.
Yes. I watched the Gavin Crow Memorial. I know
you're funny. Her
she
bit
was cracking me up.
Oh my gosh.
Like even my husband was like, she's really funny.
She's
he's like, I'm supposed to be sad, but it was very funny.
She can do it all.
But she also feels like somebody who gives a good hug.
Yes, at her core, she is like a nurturing presence.
Yeah.
She is mother.
Yeah.
And so I would definitely cry with her, and I have cried with her.
Yeah. You're like from experience.
Drunk vacation fight. It's funny because the remaining three are all really good at fighting, I think.
Amazing.
Paula Pell might be the person to fight because there's something so. Paula Pell is like, well, first of all, in my season, the season I did, she like literally had this amazing fight scene with the Property Brothers.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes. It was the second season.
That was second season.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the only one I've been on.
Yes.
But she like got into this full fist fight, amazing, like choreographed thing with the Property Brothers. So I would probably fight Paula Pell.
Yeah. That tracks.
Also, we're like so not the same height, so it'd be funny to watch, I think.
She tiny?
She's so tiny.
Yeah.
Paula Pell is so
lady.
tiny. Drunk with, vacation with. I'd probably drink with Renee. Renee is a really good time, but she's like kind of like at work. She's like takes it very seriously. They all do, but like she is like. We also went to the same school, went to the same college.
Mellon.
Yeah.
But
like, so I just see like her actor brain working and she's like on. So I do want to get drunk with her because I've never been drunk with her. Yeah. And I want us to let loose.
You want to see it unwind.
And I pick her brain. Yeah. And then vacationing with Busy Phillips would be amazing.
Yeah. I feel like she's like always like in like on vacation anyway.
Yes.
And her Instagram, she's always like, I'm just in a bikini. And
but she's one of those people too that like can like talk to and fall in love with anyone.
Yeah.
And so like we would get free things because of Busy Phillips, I think.
That's a friend to have.
Yes.
You're like, we all need a pina colada together.
Exactly. Like she's that girl.
Especially on vacation.
Yes.
I love that. Well, there's a lot of actually like Broadway connects on Girls Five Ever because it's like between you, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Sarah, Daniel Breaker. Is it like a fun little field trip to TV when like it's like, do you tap into a different thing when you're doing TV than when you're doing Broadway? Like, I know that's kind of like a basic like thing, but it is like, is it the same type of acting or is it not?
It's a good question because I was terrified to do Girls Five Eva.
Really?
Terrified. Because Tina Fey produced it. And we had just done Mean Girls together.
Yeah, you're in the world.
Yeah. Tina is like very loyal to people she loves. But I was really nervous because I wanted to prove to her I could be on TV.
Right.
And I think in many people's brains, theater actors don't know how to translate that. I'm not saying that's what she obviously has trusted a lot of theater actors on camera, but I wanted to prove to her like I can be funny because I think 30 Rock taught me to be funny. Like truly.
It's the funniest. It's still.
That TV show, like I could quote every episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
But so that's when I went into my Mean Girls audition. I was like, oh, I get you. I get your humor. I get it. But when Girls Five Eva came along, like the part was so right for me. And like I had the connection and I had to audition for it. But I still was like, I've got to prove myself on this show. And so I wish if I could like turn back time, Cher style, I would go back and just trust that like I'm good and funny because
You're very funny.
And it turned out okay. I'm looking at it as if we're playing the episode.
You're so funny.
I like watched it. I was like, okay, they turned out okay, but I would watch and be like, I was so anxious that day on set. And
like you were nervous. Like
totally
you were
nervous,
like in your head.
Out of my mind in my head.
Yeah.
And because the other thing about TV acting or film acting is that it feels so final.
Yeah.
Whereas like live theater's scary. We know how scary it is to be live, but the moment passes and then
the
you
next
move
day
on.
You can do it a different way.
You get to do it again. Yeah. There's something about the pressure of the room is silent and now your line. And everyone is waiting for your line.
There's so many people watching you.
And so I give my best performances when I'm casual. Like my friend told me this recently, which is, you know, when a friend tells you something that's so like such a keen observation, you're like, oh my God, I'm in love with you. My friend was like, well, Gray, you're just like a casual person. You're not formal at all. I was going on this date with this guy who I was like, he's kind of stiff. And they're like, well, he's formal, you're casual. And I was like, that's
like,
so
whoa.
it.
Yeah.
That is so
like,
it. And so like for me, it's like I thrive on feeling like casual without this pressure.
Right.
And the pressure of TV. And I was just nervous.
It's a lot.
And so and the other thing is I've done so much work on stage. I'm so comfortable in that medium.
It's a new place.
It's a new place. And I just want hours under my belt. I want to just have spent time on a set so I can be like, I can walk on a set and be like, I know how to do this. So
it's also like when you're not like the lead, you kind of have to like, they're like, we got it. And you're like, but I didn't feel like I got, like, you know, you're not the person that can be like, can we do it again? Because they're like, no, we got it.
They got it.
Even if you don't feel.
They're going to edit it to make it look like whatever they want to look.
They're going to make you look great.
Yeah, and it's going to look great. Yes. So I want to do more of it. I would love to be on TV more. I think that like, that's a medium where I think my sense of humor and my comedy would really do well. Yeah. But it's kind of like it does feel like a different world in a way.
Totally.
Even though it is the same. You're doing the same thing at the end of the day. Acting on stage is no different. I mean, obviously you have to maybe play to the back of the house and give it some more physical whatever.
Right.
But if the intention is the same, I mean, it's the same skill set.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, I get that. And I totally like feel that of being like, I'm not familiar with this, so therefore, when you think back, you're like, God, I wish I just was having fun with it, like I do on stage.
And there were moments I found it, and the girls were so good to me too, because I had a moment where I like truly had a panic attack because they had changed some of my dialogue, and we were filming at the end of the day, and I kind of froze on one of my things, and we like went into holding, and I was like, in this moment, I could go cry in the bathroom by myself, or look at these 4 amazing actresses that I'm acting with on their TV show, and be like, help me. And I looked at them, I was like, I'm freaking out, and they all were like, ah. Everyone came around. We were like in some bedroom in a loft in Soho.
That's amazing.
And they were just all like, it's okay. We've all had these moments and we've all been there. You're great. Trust that. You're tired. It's tough. And it was a really awesome moment. And then from then on, I kind of became the kid with anxiety on set, but also I got over it.
Yeah.
And the scenes after that were a lot better, but
and it's also like the next ones you do, it's like they're gonna
everyone's got to cut their teeth somewhere. Yes. Well, that's a good thing to cut your teeth in because like you said, now you did the Mean Girls with Tina Fey. Now I had heard during that show that things were changing like daily, like even the tour is different. As somebody, like, did that affect you as the lead, or was that more of kind of like the background players? Well, I wasn't the lead. I was
one of the leads. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, he's my lead. He's my favorite. But I mean, as one of like the main, because I know when it was somebody that I talked to who is one of the is it not? They're not everybody's called a swing, right?
No, there's an ensemble, and there are swings.
Yeah. They were in the ensemble, and they were like, it was just hard because then we'd cross, and then there was not a reason for us to cross, and like they said, it was just kind of a clusterfuck. So did that touch you at all as Damien? Yeah.
Well,
was it tough? Did you want to scream, or were you like, oh, we can roll?
No, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I mean, when you're putting up a brand new Broadway musical, it changes on the daily, especially before it opens. When it opens, it's Frozen,
right?
Not the musical or the movie, but Frozen as in the show cannot be changed.
Yes.
But up until that point, you're in previews. You've seen shows in previews, right? So when you see a show in previews, a Broadway show, that means the cast was there and the company and everyone was there all day. Rehearsing changes and then putting them in that night. So then, and then they see what the audience reacts to. It's crazy, but it's so fun. It's summer camp. It's all summer camp.
Yes.
But like that time specifically, like, Tina was there watching every day. And so like if an audience isn't laughing at one of the things we're doing that night, it gets changed. And so in many ways, all the changes were so exciting to watch because it was watching Tina Fey write comedy.
Like live.
And she would come up to us and be like, okay, which joke do you think is funnier? And there were like 3 jokes for me and they were all equally as funny. I was like, well, let's try that middle one. And it was amazing. She okay, go for it. And like, I mean, so it was chaotic and crazy, but also like, that's just how it gets made. That's how shows happen.
Yeah.
And so doing something like Elf now, which has already been done and written, like that process wasn't really a part of our process. I mean, they made little adjustments to the script and stuff, but for the most part, it was set. But like Mean Girls or Shucked, like those are brand new shows that are getting changed like daily before it opens.
Yeah. I speaking of Mean Girls and like high school and things like that, were you in high school? Were you more of a Andrew Lloyd Webber, Stephen Sondheim, or were you cool?
I definitely wasn't an Andrew Lloyd Webber.
No.
I don't know why.
Because like I really feel like I know he's like iconic, but there's only like a few of his things that I like.
I know.
Like all the rest, you're like, what is this crap?
I just wasn't exposed to them. I mean, I knew of Cats and stuff.
We
and
all
like,
know of the Cats.
He's written some iconic things that are canon.
Yes.
But like, we weren't doing like Phantom of the Opera at my high school, so it wasn't like in my wheelhouse.
I like have never really like kind of more of the newer theater. Like I kind of like more contemporary theater. Like, I do like some of the old school ones. Like I love Sunset Boulevard, but it feels like a contemporary version.
It is,
but like,
I know. Yeah, there's some dusty old musicals for sure that exist.
Dusty,
but
crusty.
That's what like. Encores, right? That's where they take some older shows and they like bring them back to life.
Yes,
that's always really exciting. That's why Sunset's cool. This production because it's so new.
Yeah,
but for sure. I love a Sondheim. I've always been a Sondheim fan. Like we did Sweeney Todd in college. I did also Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Forum. Do you know that show? I
don't know that. Like I know of the show, but it's one of those ones that like if you played a song from it, I'd be like, I'm not sure what that is. Like I'm not well versed.
It's an older show, but it's so funny. They were going to do a revival of it a few years ago, but
I remember hearing about it. Okay, so you were not doing the old school stuff.
Well, we kind of did though. I did so much theater growing up. I mean, like I started dancing when I was 3 years old, like ballet class, full on, and then like theater happened soon after that, and like my whole adolescence into like high school and everything, I was always doing theater. So I did a bunch of shows, but. Professionally, I've only ever done contemporary stuff.
I know, because I loved. Well, I have to tell you, I saw Shucked twice in 1 month. I thought I loved it. And I loved it.
So
did we see Shucked together or no? We saw.
I saw Shucked the night before I got engaged. And my now fiance got sick during the show and she missed the second half.
She hates it.
So she hates the show.
She hates it.
So
because her memory is pure ill.
Oh, that's
and my memory of Shucked is that literally I was going to be induced on Monday night, and on Sunday me and my husband, we got pedicure, we went to brunch, and then we saw Shucked. And it was like literally like 3 hours before I went into labor. That was like on my brain.
Great memories.
I have great memories. Mike, this is a different story, but
I thought it was great. I let her go home alone. That's how much I liked it. was
You
like,
finished it. Oh, good.
Me and my sisters were there. My sister were in town, and I was like, she was like, I feel sick. I was like, you should probably go.
Yeah, see you later.
Get out of here.
We need a purse chair anyway.
I
Shucked was so pun and joke heavy, and so like I saw it. Yeah. Well, you know, so I saw it night. We had like production tickets. I think it was like either it might have been in previews or it might have been like in. And I swear to God, the audience was like a full house audience. Yeah. It was like, I mean, there were people like, what? Like it felt. It was like so electric. And then I saw it on a Sunday matinee, and I remember like the crowd wasn't as electric. Yeah. And I'm just wondering, like when you're on stage, like, and that's happening, like, can you feel it? And do you like lean in and try to be like really go bigger, or do you kind of like lean in and be like, oh, they think that they're not like into these jokes today, and like try to make them almost like, or do you just like, or does it hurt your feelings at all? Do you change anything, or do you just kind of like go with it?
Everything you said, yes.
All of it.
It's funny because, you know, especially in a comedy, I mean, I guess maybe only in a comedy, the audience is the final character, because those reactions like change the pace of everything. Yeah. It informs so much. It will change the performance completely if they are really responsive versus not. All of that being said, when I see a show and I think something's funny, I go, that was really funny. I don't laugh out loud. I don't. And so I have to remind myself, when I go to see shows, I'm not always like, and so when I get mad at an audience for not laughing, I'm like, it's okay. Maybe they're just silently enjoying it, but it makes it harder for sure. With Shucked, it was like we really needed an audience reaction.
Because it was very like, it was definitely like a choice. It was like, because they were like purposefully corny and punny and like, but like very funny as well. But like, it was definitely the same type of like it was a type of comedy, you know what I mean? Yeah. So
it was, and I played one of the narrators in that, so we were talking directly to the audience.
You were moving the whole story along.
Exactly. Yes. But like my character specifically was aware he was telling jokes. And so that's how I got around it feeling like...
You played into it.
Yeah, he was commenting on the fact that he thought he was being funny, which is what was funny about it, not the dad jokes.
Right.
Because it was full of those puns. But like the sincerity of the actual members of Cobb County saying them was funny because they said them with their whole heart. Right. Versus like me, I was like, and this one is a funny joke.
Yeah,
and the audience was enjoying watching me. Yes.
Yeah, you were in on it.
It seems like it was like a casual, fun, easy thing, but there was a lot of like nuance that went into that. It was like super challenging at first for me. In the rehearsal room for Shucked, I was miserable because like we were doing these jokes for the same two people every day, right?
And you were like, is this anything?
And I truly was like, I don't know, because even when I got the audition, it was like, this is a Korn musical, and your character's name is storyteller number 2, and I was like, gosh,
and it just happened to be when that kid went super popular for Korn too. It was like just weird timing of like this huge Korn invasion. Which I liked that you guys kind of like gave like one small nod in the. That's right. Like there was like one tiny nod.
Got the juice.
Which is good, but it was just that seems just like odd timing.
But you know, someone's gonna listen to that album in like 10 years and be like, we got the juice.
Corn? Of corn?
What?
Corn
what
juice?
Is that?
And then somebody's going to have to explain, like, well, you know,
it was a viral video on TikTok. Yeah.
So you were like kind of reading this, like, okay.
It was tough. No, I got the audition and I was like, I don't know about this. And then when I even while I was preparing for the audition, I was still kind of like, I don't know. And then the moment I went in and did the audition for Robert Horn, the writer, and Jack O'Brien, the director, and they reacted to it, I was like, oh, the magic of the show is in the audience.
Is in the audience.
Reaction. And also, like, what they wanted for my part was just to cast someone to be themselves, basically.
Yeah.
And because as the narrators, we were like contemporary people that just like needed to be like funny and natural and honest.
Yeah.
And so it ended up being like such a good time. That show was like...
It was really fun.
It was just so special and so unique and absolutely original.
I also really loved the music.
And the fantastic country music.
Well, I love Shane McAnally.
Yes.
And then, you know, so funny.
Clark
and Brady Clark. He's somebody that, because I used to watch Songland.
Yes.
I think I saw him not at... I think I saw him at another show, but I almost like I thought I knew him. I was like...
Because you saw him on TV.
Yeah, and I was like, that's not somebody that I know.
He's so nice. He would have
The music is beautiful. The music was actually like, for a musical about corn, you're like, this is really fucking catchy, dude.
No, the show was a hit and people loved it because it was based on nothing. It had good music and it was funny.
It was funny.
People want to just go and laugh and have a good time.
And again, like, I don't think theater has to be so like, it doesn't have to be saying anything. You can just have a good time.
You know what though? It said so much by just being funny, I think.
By just being funny.
And by just like letting people have a good time.
Yes.
And giving it a lot of heart. Like, I think we so often, I was just talking about this with somebody, how like why Oscars don't go to comedic performances. Like, it's insane to me because I think comedy is not only the hardest thing.
Yeah.
Because anyone can stand on stage and like emote and like, cry and make you feel something.
Yeah.
But like to like make people laugh and to like give them that escape, like that takes a lot of work. You know, you're in comedy.
Yeah. And I actually think on Broadway, it's really hard because people don't expect it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And sometimes you see these lines in like kind of like these other things and you're like, all right. So like when you have just a full comedic thing, it's like, it's so unexpected that it was like such a pleasant surprise to just have like a funny contemporary new musical with good music.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was fun. Okay. But you have said though that Elf is the most fun you've had on stage.
Yeah.
And, so I want to know what makes a show not fun.
Well, I've never done a show professionally that is not fun. Well, that's
great.
not true. So like, well, by the end of like Book of Mormon, I think is also one of the best shows ever written.
Totally.
But I did it for 4 years.
It's a lot of years.
It was,
That's
I did it
college.
like
That's
around
high school.
1,600 times. Yeah, that's an entire college career.
1,600 times?
Around there. I don't have my exact number, but that's the estimate.
That's too many times.
Insane. No one should ever really do that. I mean,
Dude,
if someone can do that and people have done it, people are still in the show and I applaud them because if they can make it work, that's great. My mental health was struggling. I don't mean to talk so much about therapy in this
listen,
podcast.
we are therapy positive here.
But I was so young. I was 22 when we started the tour. I did the tour for 2 years and I was going to leave and they were like, let's move you to Broadway. And I was like, of course.
Yeah.
And then I did it for another 2 years. And by the end of my like 4th year, you know, I was like, in my 20s now, I was in New York. I had been doing this show, only this show, since I graduated college. I didn't really know who I was.
Yeah.
And I started getting really anxious. And so by the end of Mormon, I was kind of miserable.
You were like ready to leave, but not sure what to do.
I didn't know what to do. And like, you know, they're
that's how you always feel
handcuffs.
when you're going to like quit a job. You kind of like the minute you think about it, you're already over it. And then you just go forth the next couple, like however long, and you're like, I fucking hate this.
And it wasn't all bad.
Golden handcuffs, yeah.
They're golden handcuffs, is what we call them. Because like, you know, there's always variation. Like new people would come in and that would make things fun. Or I'd be like dating some guy at some point and it make things fun.
Yeah.
But it was always like, I was like, I knew it was time for me to head out of that show when I started getting really anxious because I was like, oh, this is like the antithesis of creativity right now for me.
Is doing
and
the
so,
same thing over
yeah. And it's just really, really hard to make it seem and feel fresh and new and fun. And so I had to step away. So that was not fun.
Yeah.
Just because of my own mental problems. But the show in itself was great. I've always had fun on stage, but doing Elf is like, it's almost easier than the other shows. Granted, I'm on stage the whole time. I'm screaming the whole time.
Yeah.
But like, there's something about like going on the roller coaster ride of Buddy the Elf that is like an escape because I kind of have to check out because like all my other roles have been like popping in and out of my dressing room.
Yeah.
And I think in that way you sort of get like in your head more.
You have a moment to like,
but which takes you out of it in a bad way.
Yeah.
But like when I start the show as Elf, I'm like, okay, I'm going to go. And it's truly like going on a
whole
ride.
time.
Yeah. And so it's fun in that way, but also it's like I get to be Buddy the Elf on Broadway in New York City.
and
like
Christmas magic.
it's Christmas magic and it's just
Christmas.
like people love it. And this is one of those roles, you guys, that like is made for me. And I say that with my whole heart because like it's rare.
Yeah.
And like I am not like a cookie cutter leading man for sure. I'm a very strange like package deal, which like obviously we're all learning now more than ever that that's what is great about anyone.
Yes.
Is like you have to lean into those things that make you completely unique. But like it's hard to find roles that I can do that are tailor made for me in that way. Like Damien was great.
Yeah.
And then Storyteller 2 is kind of just me.
Yeah.
And then this is like a role that has already been written that is so perfect for me. And so like I'm fully aware of that. And I'm trying not to like get over it or be like, I don't want to complain because I am just like, I feel like I'm in my prime doing exactly what I meant to be doing right now. And it's all in Buddy the Elf. And so like, I'm truly living my dream. And that's what I mean when I'm having the most fun. It's because like, where else will I find a role like this part that is like special skills of the musical in the way that all of the things that I've ever done well, I get to do in the show.
Yeah.
You know?
Until January 4th.
Yeah. We have like 3 more weeks. I
love it. Okay. I've got some silly questions now. But I love that. Okay. Here's something. You were nominated for a Tony. What?
I know.
What?
WTF.
What? Okay, so I actually have a couple new Tony Awards that I'd like you to give Tonys out to. Okay.
Sure.
Tony Award for the best smelling cast member.
Oh, it's me,
Is it?
unfortunately.
I was like, you do smell good. I was sitting
know.
next to you being like,
No.
what is that?
It's actually me.
Is it you?
I say that. Yeah, it's truly.
Are you like the person where people are like, oh, I want to smell you?
Yeah.
Oh my
Actually,
God.
Yeah. So sorry, everybody. It's me.
Don't stink. You all stink. Okay. Tony Award for best hugger besides Sarah Bareilles, who we know is an excellent hugger.
Wait, God, it's also me. But hold on, let me think. Let me think. So many
God,
people-
it's just me.
so
I
many
am the
people-
best. Okay.
I am really good at giving hugs, but I do know a lot of good hug givers. I can't think of anyone right now.
A lot of good hug givers. Okay. Let's move on to this one. Tony Award for Tony Award for a show that should never be revived ever again.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Should never be revived ever again.
Yeah. What do you hate?
Gosh. I'm so bad at. Do you have any that you can think of?
I should have one in my back pocket. Cat. I just hate cats, and it's so
Wait,
funny
did you
because our
see this-
closing. No, I heard Jellicle Ball is amazing. We were gonna go see it.
Yeah, we missed it.
Okay, rumor around town from
It'll
a
come back.
close friend of ours is that it's maybe
Yes.
gonna move into another theater.
Yeah, so that's
Very
why
soon.
that's why you can't say like you hate something because someone will do something with it and it'll be amazing. Jellicle Ball was amazing.
Okay, all right.
But
okay.
yeah, I agree.
take it
Cats
back.
is bizarre and wild and weird.
I just didn't understand. But then I have I have a whole ending question that has to do with cats. It's like, maybe I'm obsessed with it.
Wait,
Maybe
you
I
totally
think I'm a
are.
cat. Okay, and this one, hopefully should be an easy answer. Tony Award for best male performance for having an affair with Sutton Foster.
it's gonna have to go to our boy, the Wolverine.
It's Hugh Jackman. You're right.
Wait, is that
Correct.
confirmed?
Us Weekly.
Oh, if it's in Us Weekly.
Listen, my Bible. I think it is confirmed. It's confirmed via people that were in the show that were like, it was wild.
Whoa.
I
Wait,
know.
people have come forward in the show?
I mean, to other people.
oh, like
to, like,
behind closed doors.
Coconut Wireless, yes. Like
God, you know what Broadway needs is more drama like that.
So, I'm so glad I said that because there was a question I really wanted to ask you and I just forgot until now. So this is Broadway Goss, we'll have to get a little button for that. Of the week as Laura Benanti came out and was like, Zachary Levi's an asshole. Yeah. Do we need more of that in Broadway? Like, because I feel like we're not calling out the asses as much in Broadway, but it's an entertainment field with people that are, performers. We are how we are, and so there's got to be a ton of assholes.
Well, it's actually, I think, harder. They are fewer and farther between, but Zachary Levi is not really in the community. He was like a movie star, right? And
yeah,
then
but he did
that
She
show.
Loves Me.
That's what I'm saying. So he popped into it. But
He
people
did pop
in the
in.
community of Broadway
Are not that assholey.
Are not. I mean, you can't be. That's
Right.
why, the brief.
It's too small.
It's way too small.
And if you're a dick to work with, people will probably be like, well, then we just won't work with you.
Yeah, or if you come out as like a Trump supporter, people will find out and they will drag you
And they
through
will
the
call
mud.
the box office and only see Mandy Gonzalez.
But that's what I'm saying. So in that vein, it is really like Broadway is like kind of fierce. Like everybody is like,
it really is.
It's summer camp. It's theater camp. Like that's why people in it are just like great people. And the ones that are not, they get shunned.
They get spit out.
Yes. So Zach Levi said all those terrible things about Gavin. He absolutely
I can't believe that
was
he
never in
did
the
it.
community. He
So-
did a show, not in the community.
Yeah. So briefly, he basically used Gavin's death as he said something about like the vaccine, right? Or like a political thing, which is like just disgusting and gross.
Insane.
It's
like actually mentally ill.
Yeah.
So what she said was amazing. But what do we need more of? People calling people out?
Do we want
Sure.
more?
But there aren't that many people to call out, honestly.
Well,
I know
we're sad.
there's drama, of course, whatever here and there. But for the most part,
I feel like it's probably more behind the scenes. Like, these producers actually want this stage for something else. So we're going to close a show
possibly
early.
that, yes.
Like, there's probably more of
Yes.
that going on, which maybe people aren't as interested in. But I find it fascinating to be like, we're going to move Beetlejuice because we need the Music Man. And it's like, I don't know. Beetlejuice is pretty fucking fun.
Yeah.
Here's a follow-up. Who do you hate? That's currently on Broadway. No, I'm kidding.
How much time do you have? I love everybody.
We love everybody. All right. You know what, Mike? It is getting chilly in here. I think it's time for... We have a button.
Let's try it again.
Let's do
When
it
my
again.
volume works. For some reason, I'm screwing this up all day today. So we're going to try.
Oh, wait. You know what? You gave me my copy. Did I leave my copy over there? So this is this has clearly been on my kitchen table. Just food.
Just crust.
Wait, didn't you make me a copy? Oh no, this is the original one. Yeah, I'm. Listen, she's on crack. She's cracked out. Okay, so this is a scene from a very little known play, and we're just gonna do a cold read of it. It's a play called Hey Woman, and you will be playing Jonas, and I'll be playing Betsy, and you'll notice that I forgot to. I don't think I remembered to put who is who, but you'll know.
The book writer forgot to write.
We'll know. So I'll start it off, and you're Jonas, and just whatever moves you in
it's called Hey Woman.
It's called Hey Woman, and it was.
Is this real?
Listen. This is it may be and maybe not. It's called Hey Woman. All right, so I'll start off. I'm Betsy. Okay, Jonas, is that you back from the oil fields already?
Who else would it be, woman? Is dinner ready?
Oh, thanks, Mike. Oh, well, Jonas, it would be, but things are so tight right now with the depression and this bad crop yield. Do you know how much they want for eggs these days?
Damn it, Betsy. I spend all day working my caboose off, getting calluses on my hands, breaking my back for you and those kids. You want it, and all I want when I get home is a hot meal.
I'm trying to, but we have no meat, no veggies, no potatoes.
Woman! I should take one of these callous hands to the side of your face. I am in the hot sun all day, and all I want when I come home is a seared salmon in a white wine reduction sauce and frizzled capers.
What now?
I expect to come home and wash the day away with an ice cold Cosmopolitan, a good Colleen Hoover book, and some damn duck confit on the table.
Jonas, this seems to be a little out of my reach.
All I do every day in and day out is work my fingers to the bone, and the least you could do for me is have Bad Romance blaring on the radio for me when I get home.
What year is it?
It doesn't matter. You don't think I deserve to be able to take off my boots, slip on a hot paraffin wax foot mask, eat a Michelin-starred meal, and have the Cher biography read to me before my bubble bath?
Jonas, I am so confused.
Screw it, Betsy. I'm going down to the oil room.
You going back to work?
No, the oil room is the spray tanning machine place where I get my glow on, and when I come home, we're watching Love is Blind.
And see.
Oh my God, I would watch this play.
Hey, woman. All right, and before we leave, thank you. Oh, the applause, the audience.
I love that.
And before we leave, we talked a lot about cats. This is my my ending question. It's basically a cat's kind of horoscope. Basically, which cat are you most attracted to? And then, there we go. Sorry, I forgot about my sound cue. Meow, meow, me. And I can give you a brief rundown. We had Gus, the theater cat, Bustopher Jones, who was the James Corden, Bumble Arena. She's a flirty, confident red queen. Demeter, he's troubled. They're troubled, and they both hate Macavity. Jenny and Dots was she sits around, and then at night she's got she actually runs shit. Grisabella, Mr. Mistopheles, Rum Tum Tugger, Skimble Shanks, the railway cat, Old Deuteronomy. Mungo Jerry and Rumple Teaser, both very mischievous, and the Macavity, who's the bad guy. So which one are you most attracted to? And I'll tell you what that says.
Wait, you mean you have it like a horoscope style?
I made a horoscope. Well, it's just a small little thing that will say a lot about you based on your cat.
No. Well, my gut answer, I think, is problematic.
Which is it?
It's Macavity.
Oh, you're a Scorpio for sure, and you ghost people.
Well, my moon is Scorpio.
Are you?
That's how I present, yeah.
Macavity is a full Scorpio and a ghoster. So
yeah, I
that
know.
one
Why
was
do we
actually
always
a little
like the
horoscope-y.
dirty one?
I know. Well, it's better than Rum Tum Tugger. He's a basic and total fuckboy.
Wait, I don't remember Rum Tum Tugger.
Rum Tum Tugger was the flashy, unappeasable cat, and he loved to be the center of attention. His temperament ranges from clownish to serious. Ooh.
Oh.
Listen.
No, I like maturity, and I like people that are maybe they don't treat you well.
So you're the bad guy. You're Macavity.
I'm not the bad guy. I'm into the bad guy. I thought you
you're
said,
into the bad guy.
This is who I want to date, right?
Yeah, who you're most attracted to. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Rum Tum Tugger sounds like he wrote that bio.
What do you mean? Okay, well, then you're attracted to Macavity. That makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Grey Henson, for being on It's Broadway, Bitch. So happy to have you. And what's next? Anything you want to plug? Anything that you want to tell the folks, the good folks of the camera land?
I have nothing happening.
After Elf, you go hibernate.
It's kind of true. I'm going to take a vacation. And
Drink a bottle of wine.
Yeah, I'm going to get drunk.
Drink a few. Get drunk.
But no, nothing planned. So hopefully soon.
I mean, getting drunk is a plan.
That's a plan.
When you can't get drunk, you plan to do it.
That's true. That's true. I will be doing that January 4th.
Good. Have fun with that.
Thank you.
Make it strong. Make it count.
Okay.
Okay. Bye, everyone. See you later.